get started with the Albany Forward Candidate Forum. I am your host, Adam Yang. When I got started with this thing, a lot of folks were like, oh man, I don't know what Adam is going to do, what Adam is going to say. What is Adam going to do? I'm rest assured it won't be nothing crazy today. I'm going to be kept in line because I'm not moderating. The very seasoned and balanced Dr. James Pratt will be moderating tonight. But before we get on to that, I got to, of course, give all the thank yous and the acknowledgments and everything. So, of course, from the top, thank all of my sponsors that are here in the building. Thanks, Jeremy Dollar and Good Life. Thank you, Sweet Horizon. Thank you, Sweet Horizon in the back. New Georgia Project also in the back. Make sure y'all get voter information. That's right. Shout out to the Albany, Southwest Georgia as well. Tom Garrett's Automotive Repair, Aquarius Brown Enterprises, and Praise 105.5 FM, and Mr. Joshua Anthony as well. And so, everybody, also too, I hope you got a card. At check-in, you should have gotten a little business card with a QR code on it. That QR code is Albany Forward's center of everything. There's voter information in there. There's, you can register, the ward, city maps are in there, everything. So, why are we here? The theme of this forum is action. How many people are tired of our city leaders not getting things done, not getting things accomplished? Is there some resentment? We need some frustration. We need some emotion because I feel like we've been, Tom Carey's in the building, I just missed your intro, but we need action and we need engagement on all levels. One thing that I have been dealing with since I ran for City Commission in 2021, I've been dealing with people coming into my shop having long political conversations about the same problems that I had, that I've talked about on my campaign, that others have talked about on their campaigns, and others have been talking about for generations. So, this forum is aimed at finding plans and solutions to these problems and finding candidates who can present those solutions and plans in a way that give us comfort and security and make us want to get out and vote. So, if we didn't know, Saturday today, October 21st, is the occasion, is the first Saturday early voting day. Polls just closed at 5 o'clock, so if you did not get out and early vote, please make plans to early vote. So we can rise the table tomorrow. Sunday too? Oh, listen, y'all can go vote tomorrow on Sunday when you ain't doing nothing. So make sure you make a plan to vote. There's voter cards at the Horizon table, and you can fill it out and share with everybody, share on social media and all that fun stuff. So we want to make sure that we are staying engaged and we staying on top of things. A lot of the flyer information said we're going to be out here by 7, but we got the place till 8 o'clock because I really wanted everybody to be able to engage with the candidates, engage with the issues, and actually hear what people have to say. Dr. Pratt knows how to moderate. He's going to make sure that the candidates get a chance to express themselves and the audience gets a chance to express themselves. In past forums, there have been opportunities. They said there will be opportunities to speak, but people weren't allowed to speak. There will be a segment at the end of both segments, because we're going to have Commissioners 1 and 4 come up first, and then the mayoral section next. But at the end of each, there will be a Q&A where the people can actually come up and ask questions directly to the candidates. So, without further ado, did I miss anything? Oh, before I bring up our esteemed moderator, we got action steps. I am so tired of having these wonderful meetings where we have all this concentrated power. We got elected officials in the building right now. We got business owners. We got nonprofit organizations. And when we get together, we have these beautiful talks, and then nothing happens. We leave off and we continue on with our day. So we're trying to change that here. So I got action steps for us to take right here, right now. If you're on your mobile device, please pull it out. It's a simple action step, and if you use the card that we gave you, if you scan that card, you can follow the Albany Forward Facebook group. That's an action step that you can take and stay engaged. We're going to be posting more information about the upcoming candidates, upcoming elections, and how to early vote, different things like that. They apparently changed the times, the early voting times, from 7 o'clock to 5 o'clock on certain days, so all of that stuff is going on. The other action step is also in that link tree. If you scan that code, there is a link to the city maps, the ward maps, so you can find out where your ward is and find out where your precinct is and make sure that you are voting for the right candidate and at the right place. All of that is in that link tree. Simple, easy action steps. Let's take them and let's doggone make some change. Without further ado, I'm about to bring up a good old friend of mine, an Albany son, a doctor before the age of 30. This man here is powerful. He's now working up at Fisk University. He's a professor, and he is a brilliant young man. I'm proud to introduce to some, and how the saying goes, Dr. James Pratt Jr. Please give a round of applause.
Thank you so much, Adam, for the introduction. I won't be here very long. Dr. James Pratt, I'll be your moderator for the evening. I'll go back to my seat and call the candidates up. We'll have the candidates from wards 1 and 4. So we have the candidates from wards 1 and 4. When I call your name, please come forward and take your seat. From Ward 1, we have incumbent Commissioner John Howard. Howard here. So unfortunately, Commissioner Howard could not be here due to prior travel engagement, but we do have Lawrence McCray. Would you come forward? And then from Ward 4, we have incumbent Commissioner Chad Warrington. Warrington here? Unfortunately, Chad Warrington could not make it this evening. And unfortunately, Marion Gaines Jones could not make it this evening as well. And we do have Ward 4, Larry Harris. So let's give another round of applause for the candidates that decided to attend this evening. Thank you. So I'll quickly go through the rules and the run of show for today. The forum today is split into 3 segments. The commissioner forum will be an hour and 15 minutes with a 15-minute intermission, followed by the mayoral forum, which will follow in form. Candidates will have 2 minutes intros, which we'll do right after this, and opening statements. And I will cut you off firmly at 2 minutes. Candidates will have up to 3 minutes to respond to each question. Each candidate will then have 1 minute to respond or rebut. And then we'll allow for 30 seconds for final statements after the rebut. So we'll go and allow for a little back and forth. And I will use my discretion to allow back and forth if need be. There will be a designated segment for question and answer between the audience and the candidates at the end of each segment. So get your questions ready. Please keep your questions within 1 minute. 1 minute. And 2 minutes will be allotted for each candidate to respond. All candidates will be allowed to give 2-minute closing statements at the end of the forum. And so without further ado, we'll begin with opening statements. Gentlemen, one of you want to start? 2 minutes.
Good evening. I'm Lawrence McCray, and I am running for Commissioner Ward 1, East Albany. I have 19 years experience with working with the youth in the community. I have pledged to run for commissioner for Ward 1 because we simply need change. The leadership that we've had over the 29 and a half years have led us to areas where it is going to be extremely hard to recover from. And so, with that being said, it's going to take someone who actually cares about the community and cares about the development in the areas of East Albany where we are looked at as a city by itself, when we should be looked at as one, Albany, Georgia. So I have committed myself to being the person to step up and take a stand and bring a difference and change the narrative for the overall look of East Albany.
Thank you, Ms. McCray.
Okay, thank you. Everybody hear me? name is Larry Harris Sr., and I'm originally from Albany, Georgia, born and raised here. I am running for Ward 4 City Commissioner. That's not in competition with Ward 1. So this is in competition with the other candidates that are not here. And so it should tell you something. It tells me something that if you're serious about this, your job, you're serious about your ward, you're serious about Albany, you would show up at every opportunity that you can. And that is what I'm planning on doing. I'm planning on being a full-time commissioner, not a part-time commissioner. And I think Albany needs full-time people on the job. And that's what I plan on doing. And with your votes, with your help, we will do that. Vote for me, and only if you're serious about getting things done. Otherwise, don't. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. A word on the questions. The questions were gathered and arranged by the sponsors of today's program. I did not write the questions, and so the questions are fair and equitable to all the candidates. We'll begin with a question concerning the city's budget, and you will have 3 minutes to answer this question. Many of our city systems aren't as efficient as they should be. Waste and redundancy are costly and are the result of inefficient leadership. Do you support a citywide comprehensive audit of all departments? Why or why not? And I'll add, can you provide examples?
Okay. Yes, absolutely. I do think that there should be an audit of the departments so we can see where the money is being spent, where it's being wasted at. I also feel that, especially in the financial department, I also feel that we need to take time out and coming in as a new person, I want to make sure that all the pending litigations and things like that is not pushed away, so I know what I'm getting into. Because that's going to be a big issue. I think a lot of things can be hidden, stuff like that. Okay. So yes, sir, I do believe that we do need to audit every department, see where our money is being spent and wasted. Because I know there's a lot of pet projects and things like that, and then we've been spent on.
Thank you. Mr. McCray, 3 minutes.
Thank you. Yes, I do agree with all departments needing to be an audit. Therefore, we will be able to determine where the money is being spent and where the money needs to be spent to better develop our community. We need to pay more attention on the millions of dollars that are already being spent and where is it going, and not just making it sound good to the community that we're spending millions of dollars and actually spending these millions of dollars to benefit the community. And so, yes, like I said, piggyback off what he's saying, I would need to get in the seat first because this is my first time running and this is my first time being elected, if you guys elect me. So I will want to go over all the reports and see where the money has been spent in the past and where we plan to spend the money going forward in order to move forward and make decisions on development in the community.
Thank you. You can stay. Continuing on the question of economic development. Economic development is the least funded department in the city. And economic development is listed as a key priority in almost every municipal election campaign in this election. What commitment can you give to increase funding to the economic development department, and what plans do you have to expand the department's impact on the city?
Back to the first question of auditing all departments, finding out where the finances are, where the finances can be spent, and where we can move money around to make sure that we can better develop, first and foremost, our youth facilities. Being able to grab our kids out of the streets and giving them more opportunities in our youth recreation department areas, more so than just not being able to do anything like right now in East Albany. Well, we have Turner Gym closed, and so they want to put, I think, what, 13 million in Henderson Gym, where I can leave here right now as I speak and go and shoot basketball at Henderson Gym, whereas you can't spend any time at Turner Gym at all. So I would rather, see where we could place money in better areas of the community, more so than spending all these millions of dollars in areas that are already operative. We need to work in our weaker areas to better develop economic development, create economic development in East Albany area as a whole.
Thank you.
Repeat the question just a little bit.
Certainly. So the question is, how would you increase the funding to Economic Development Department, and what plans do you have to expand its impact?
Okay, thank you. On the economic and development area, I've heard that there was already $86 million allocated to spend downtown to develop Albany, Georgia. And I would recommend that we slow that down and put in trying to develop marketing to get more businesses come in town, big, local, but I also like to invest in the local businesses that are already here. Because a lot of businesses here are on the verge of teetering to fail. I think that we can get more employees to hire people if we help those companies out. So that's what I would like to see happen.
Thank you. And final question on economics. SPLOST taxes are collected yearly and go to fund sewer and road improvements, upgrading power cables and more. Do you feel the city's SPLOST funds are properly allocated to meet the needs of this community? And how will you prioritize the allocations of funds moving forward?
Well, if you've already voted, you already know that it's on the agenda now to increase the T-SPOTS dollars. I don't think that we should continue doing that. It's a way of raising money for the city, but I think it's breaking the backs of the citizens when you keep prices going up and everything, taxes, everything going up. When are we going to go down on something? People's salaries aren't going up as fast as the worldwide economy is supposed to be booming, and ours is not. And we are the #1 city in Georgia for poverty. And I think that needs to be addressed, and I have some plans to address that. And people that's the way I am. If you know me and get to know me, you're going to see it's going to be a whole lot different the way things are going to be handled than they're handled now. That's what I'm about.
Thank you.
To repeat that question.
Sure. How do you feel about SPLOST spending, and where should SPLOST spending be used?
I feel like, first of all, they was spending, $20 million in the sewage to stop the sewage from backing up when it rained. But if I'm not mistaken, almost every neighborhood, when it rains more than 10 minutes real hard, you barely can ride through it. And so I'm not really understanding where the money went, or how is it being spent, or who is supposed to be in charge of doing this work. But going forward, I would be ensuring that whatever project we decide to agree upon, that I show face and I make sure that the work that is supposed to be done is actually getting done, and relaying that information back to the community. So therefore, we all be on the same page, and we have an understanding of what's going on with these projects that are being promised to us in the community. And not just being promised us, we never hear anything else about it, and the situation never is. Everything that we do, this is what I'm pretty much pushing, being proactive with all of the systems around here in East Albany and Albany as a whole. Thank you.
The next question builds on this, utilities and home ownership. Delinquent landlords have been cited as one of the causes for high utility rates in Albany. Lack of maintenance on properties over time weakens their energy efficiency and leads to higher rates. how do you plan to work with property owners and the relevant city departments to maintain standard upkeep of rental properties?
First and foremost, I want to learn all the codes and all the ordinances to what it would take to maintain the properties in our area. And then I will give it property owners, I will give it our code enforcement, and we'll make sure and ensure that everybody is up to date with all the codes first and foremost. And we'll look going forward what we can do in trying to, make sure our homes are energy efficient for our tenants in our homes. Because we have some tenants that are paying higher light bill than they're paying the rent. We have some people that are paying higher rent than they're paying light bill. But we want to make sure that these homeowners that are outpricing our tenants, making sure that they're living in a home that is efficient enough to be able to pay these high price rents that they're paying every month.
And Mr. McCray, can you talk a little bit more about property owners and delinquent landlords?
Well, like I said, we want to know the code and know the ordinances in order to be able to push those issues right now. I'm in a position where I'm just on the outside looking in, but we want to be able to hold them accountable, making sure everything is up to par, make sure we have a community to, be able to flourish, be able to grow, be able to use the room that we have for improvement.
Thank you, Mr. Harris.
All right, our utilities, if when I'm elected and I get put on the board of the utilities, I'm going to vote that no to higher utilities. Our previous commissioner said that they didn't vote for it, but when he was on the utility board, it shows that he did vote to increase the utility rates. So shame on you, Jack, for doing that. Now, when we're dealing with the landlords and things like that, I'm a landlord myself. I know that properties, old properties, they need to be updated. You can work with the tenants on it, tell them how you're going to get the utilities down, work with them. That's one of the things that we are working on with them. And it's an ongoing problem, because whenever you want to have the heater turned up to 85, 90 degrees, when the temperature is just barely that, it's going to increase your utilities. So we're going to have to work on sacrificing, trying to educate the tenants on how to get their utilities down. And a lot of landlords, they do need to upgrade their properties, but we can't get the solar farms in Georgia that I found out last night, because I think that's another thing that could benefit Albany and Dougherty County. But it said that we don't have enough vacant land in order, we need to have like a Albany, Georgia. But we're gonna beat them, the utility companies, by working with them, sacrificing ourselves, and we're gonna get it done. We're gonna work on it.
Thank you. More economic development. Columbus and Savannah have worked and have realized successful plans at developing a thriving riverfront for their cities. They both host international sporting events and yearly festivals that attract thousands of people and millions of dollars. We have two undeveloped riverfronts. What are your plans to develop both sides of the river to inject life back into downtown and boost our local economy? Aaron.
Okay, I would like to, I think Mr. Mathis had suggested it before, and I think that it was a pretty good idea. Try to drudge out the Flint River, get the companies to stop dumping into the Flint River, because Flint River can be a very nice, useful river. We have things Friday on the Flint, things like that down there. So if we go down and make real good use of our waterways by taking care of them pollutant and stuff like that. We can be able to put boats in it, go down, and we can make money. It can be a money maker, and there's also be another opportunity to have something else to do in Albany, since we don't have very much things to do, they say. But I find that untrue, because there is a lot to do. You just have to be creative and go out and do it. Okay?
Thank you. One more, Mr. McCray. If we would please put phones on silent and or vibrate. Thank you.
Like I said, there are a lot of ideas we can utilize our riverfront for. We just have to be creative. We have to go out and view the process. But first and foremost, we do have to stop dumping in our river. We have to make it clean so in order to keep it safe. That's first and foremost. It has to be safe. So once we can conquer that problem of people dumping the trash and things of that nature, like I said, we're going to sort of let little carnival rides here and there that, put in the river. And also have riverfront activities, festivals, and picnics, outings Friday night on the Flint. Bring that, like they ticketed back, do things like that. And also, we have public-private partnerships that want to also invest on the other side of the river in East Albany, and have what you want to call a inflatable water park, and you put that over at Pauline's Park. We have a lot of acres over there to be able to develop things for East Albany. Also place a gym and participate in tournaments, and also fix up our baseball fields in that area as well. We attract possibly maybe another semi-pro baseball team here. We're right off the highway right there, so I mean they spend $8 million in Driscoll Park, where it's not going to really draw too much attention other than what it already does now. So it's not economically developing our community more so than what this project here, what I'm presenting now over at Pauline's. We put that money there, and you add your zip line, you add paintball area. You can also, since there's a lot of dirt already, you can also create a dirt bike four-wheeler trail back there for our kids, our people that want to ride on Sundays, and throw acts back there in that area, and also add to the inflatable water park. You would have your big pool area and your gazebos for the people to be able to sit down, and that would attract the different counties back to Dougherty County. If we're going to be the capital of Southwest Georgia, we have to develop like we want to be the capital of Southwest Georgia, and not allow the counties around us to develop more so than we're developing. We have to travel an hour and a half to different various places just to have family, friends, and fun times, such as Warner Robins, Macon, Columbus, Alabama, Valdosta. So we can create if we could create some of those things here in Albany, Georgia, we would see some of the attraction of people from different various counties around us come back to Albany, where we call it a good life city, and therefore we will be able to create that type of environment if we start back to invest in our youth to be able to create more economic development. It has to start there, because we're not going to attract the big companies. We're not going to get that right now. That's not going to happen today or tomorrow. We have to straighten up our area. We have to clean it up and make it safe and make it family and friendly. So therefore, we have to start there in order to be able to develop.
Thank you. Now let's think about innovation in the future with a Soweta Rising sponsored question. The city of Albany, Georgia was recognized both nationally and internationally for being second in the nation and fourth in the world for incidences of COVID-19 per population, resulting in more deaths than any other natural disaster Albany has ever experienced. Many see this as a failure on the part of Albany's leadership, including the current mayor, in his ability to respond appropriately and protect Albany's citizens. Also, the current mayor led the effort to redirect 20 million ARPA funds, ARPA funds, intended for the COVID recovery to a sewer project, refusing to return the funding even after receiving $150 million for the sewer project. The question: how would you have protected our citizens better in the pandemic, and how will you protect citizens from future natural disasters. We'll begin with Ms. McCray.
I would be more informative to our community. I would let them know what's going on, and I will also give them the right opportunities to be able to protect themselves and give them the right resources that's needed to be able to do whatever it takes to, protect themselves against the COVID vaccine. And that's it.
Thank you.
I would say that I'm surprised, but I'm not, that the mayor did that. I was in a meeting the other day with the mayor. I don't know if you've seen it, city commission meeting, and people made some statements, and I raised my hand and asked a question, and he said, "No, Mr. Harris, no, you can't ask your question." And I got the question answered anyway when people was walking out. But this mayor, this commission, they are not in tune to the people here. We don't count. They do what they want to do when they want to do it. Okay? And it's going to be up to us to stand up, scream, holler, whatever, to get the attention in order to get things done. I think that the scorecard that the mayor has in this commission, I think is real poor. And I years with them in there, I shudder to think what the city was going to look like at that time. Hopefully it's still here. We've lost half of Albany. The east side is gone. I see many plans on trying to get it back without the help of Mr. McCray here. It's going to be very difficult. So we need to vote them out.